Episode 127. The juice was finally worth the squeeze. Do you know how turtles communicate? Through shell phones. That's horrible. I think I might have used that one before, probably even last week. Anyhow, that's the world I live in. All right, welcome to the 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast. I'm your host, Nikki G. I'm here to inform, entertain, and delight your ear holes with all things off-road for the next 10 minutes or so. Why 10 minutes? I don't know. It's a good question. Let's ask AI.
The podcast is titled the 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast because it offers a quick, fast-moving, and easy-to-consume format for listeners with limited time. While the title is a bit of a misnomer, as episodes often vary in length, the spirit of the show is to provide bite-sized updates on off-roading topics.
Well, that was very insightful. And while we're talking about AI, let me turn over all my legal mumbo-jumbo to my enslaved AI interns.
You're listening to the 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast, the podcast for the off-roader with a short attention span.
You can follow the 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, but never on TikTok. You can listen to the 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast on whatever the hell you're listening to it on now, including Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, Spotify, Odyssey, Podbay, Podchaser, Pocket Cast, iHeartRadio, and on YouTube.
Got something to say? We would love to hear from you. Just contact the 10-Minute Off-Road Podcast at 10minuteoffroad@gmail.com. That's 10minuteoffroad@gmail.com. Or leave a comment on our YouTube channel.
Thank you, enslaved AI interns. You're worth every penny. All right, so welcome to the show tonight. Gotta tell you, finally happened. I made it to the Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion and finally had a good time. Past experiences have been so-so. I skipped the last 2 years of it because I thought it just wasn't worth my time and effort. And I got to tell you, this year it went really good. The previous year, or last time I tried to go, I couldn't find a parking spot. Holy crap. I got there at around noon, and every parking lot I came across, I drove around for 2 hours looking for a parking space. Couldn't find a parking space, so I just went home. This year, I left right after work. I got off work at 11:30 at night, drove down there. I got down there probably around 3 or 4 in the morning. I can't remember. I didn't drive straight there because there was a couple of rest areas and a Sheetz gas station where I stopped for dinner on the way. And so I got there late at night, early morning. I had a couple hours to do. Got to the parking lot. I gotta tell you, there was only 3 vehicles in the whole parking lot. I got a parking space right up front, parked my Jeep. I was exhausted. I climbed in the back seat and went to sleep. I know what you're thinking, Nick, sleeping in your Jeep, horrible, but I'm short enough that I could lay across my back seat, and I sleep in my Jeep all the time. I go camping in it when I'm by myself. And I call it camping dirty because I don't want to set up a tent or a hammock or anything. I just crawl into the back seat. I got these mesh socks that go over the doors. So I put them over the doors, close the doors, and I can roll the window down. And that gives me a breeze with bug protection. And then I got a couple of rechargeable fans that I use. And I just had a nice cool breeze blowing on me. And it was very comfortable. I tell you, I didn't feel uncomfortable until the sun came up and it started to get a little warm in there. But by then, people coming in the parking lot and woke me up, and so it went without a hitch. Had to wait in line about an hour to get in because people were lining up. And got into the show, had a great time. Met some friends there that I was supposed to meet. Some friends stood me up. Yes, Travis, I'm talking about you. And I'm just hassling Travis. It's Travis lives on his own terms. I'm sure something happened that we couldn't connect. And tried to catch up to Natalie, and I couldn't find Natalie. She was working Jeep Performance Parts booth, And every time I went there, she wasn't there. I just missed her. I think she was ditching me. But anyhow, I met some people that I knew. Had a great time. I want to talk about the Jeep invasion. It's a hell of a party, man. It's a party atmosphere. Everybody's there looking to have a good time. When you get that many people, especially, I won't say the word redneck because that's offensive. We'll use the term Appalachian American. When you get that many Appalachian Americans in one place, there's gonna tendency for violence is gonna be there, but everybody was respectful. It was really good. I'll start by saying the vendor show. It is a vendor show. Vendors are there to sell, and they brought stuff with them, and there was every vendor under the sun you could imagine there selling everything, and it was every fiber of my being not to buy stuff. A lot of JL and JK stuff. I did find a few TJ stuff, but some of the we'll say non-binary stuff like winches and synthetic ropes and stuff. They're there and they're ready to sell. Bunch of knife people. If you know me, you know I have a pocket knife addiction, and it was very hard for me to walk out of there. I walked out of the Jeep invasion with only buying a T-shirt, and that was very hard to do. Tow hooks. I was going to buy a tow hook and a winch cover. And then I came across Bleep and Jeep had a booth there. And there was a couple of not podcasts. Well, yeah, I guess podcast YouTubers that had booths set up there. But the Bleep and Jeep had two set up. They had one outside and one inside. And what caught my eye is Bleep and Jeep has developed and is selling a thing called a freedom rope, which is a winch line that doesn't have a loop or a hook at the end of it. It has basically a built-in soft shackle, so you don't need anything. You just wrap it around, or wrap it through whatever you're going to pull, and secure it. It's like if you know how a soft shackle works, it's hard for me to explain, but you don't need a tow hook, don't need anything else on it. Tree saver, you don't need a tree saver, just wrap it around a tree, hook the ends together, and boom. They were a little pricey for what I thought, but they're made in America, or they're weaved in America. I'm sure that the nylon rope or the synthetic rope probably came from China, like everything else in America. But I was gonna buy it. I wanted to buy it. I almost walked out there. I walked past there several times. Even talked to Matt a little bit. And let me tell you, if you ever get a chance to meet Matt from Bleep and Jeep, what you see on the YouTube channel is exactly how his demeanor in real life. The only thing, closest I could say to it is like Mr. Rogers. He's just soft-spoken, quiet, straightforward. If you ask him a question, you don't get the long salesman pitch. He just right to the point. I kind of get the feeling that he doesn't like talking. And so everything's just quick, easy to the point, which, I appreciate. I even though I'm talking on this podcast, I don't like talking to people. People suck. But Matt from Bleep and Jeep, I was impressed. Loved the freedom rope. That's on my. I think I'm going to start saving some cash for it, and when I need a winch line replacement, I'm going to go with the freedom rope. And he even makes, if you have a synthetic line, he even makes about a 12-foot piece of the freedom rope that you just kind of cut the end off of your synthetic line, and you weave in this 12 feet of freedom rope, and then you don't need the shackles or anything like that. It's all like built into it. How he came across it, I don't know. He said he had it, came to him in a dream, which I think he was just pulling my leg. But very, very nice guy. Very interesting. Cattywomple Off-Road, if you ever follow that YouTube channel. Another guy, soft-spoken. And why a YouTube channel has a booth set up. He wasn't selling anything that I could see other than himself. Very nice guy. He'll talk your ear off, man. I just walked up to him, said, "Hey, follow the channel, appreciate it. Keep up the good work." And then 15 minutes later, I was walking away from there because he just chat. As for the show and shine, I don't know. I've seen more Jeeps at the Tazwell Jeep. I don't know, what was it called? Tazwell Jeep Invasion, Tazwell Jeep Show. It was the South, or no, it was the Western Virginia Jeep Invasion in Tazwell. There were more Jeeps at the show and shine there, normal, regular people. The Jeeps at the Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion, they were show Jeeps. People who bought a Jeep and spent $100,000 at an outfitter getting it fixed up and sent. Nothing wrong with that. Nice Jeeps. But you seen one, you seen them all. And themed Jeeps. I cannot stand themed Jeeps unless it's a fire truck or a military Jeep. Jeeps themed after fictitious characters on movies and shows. Come on, man. Cut me a break. Now, I've seen a couple of the Jeeps there that were up in the Toledo Jeep Fest, which leads me to believe these people just drive around from show to show. But if you're going to hit two shows this year, I would say Toledo Jeep Fest and the Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion is the two you should hit. Although this coming year, I'm not sure if I'm going to go to Toledo. I'm going to make plans to go to Bantam Jeep Festival in Butler, PA in June. And mainly because not only is it a Jeep show, but they have wheeling, so I can go wheeling. And I have some friends up that way that I haven't seen in a while. So I'm going to go. And Butler, PA is probably about 2 hours away from where I grew up. So I might make a week of it, and I might go to the homeland and visit, and then go to the Butler Jeep Show or the Bantam Jeep Fest. All right, so now switching gears back to the Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion that we got all down a rabbit hole. Show and shine, I wasn't too impressed with. There weren't very many Jeeps, but the miles and miles of parking lot that they have with all the spectators visiting, you see some phenomenal everyday Jeeps. Awesome ones. You see some old, all kinds. The best show was in the parking lot. There are display Jeeps. Nah, if you want to see display Jeeps, I suggest Toledo Jeep Fest. But the Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion, it's the everyday driver Jeeps that people have out in parking lots that are worth the view. You saw some phenomenal Jeeps. You saw some ratty Jeeps, and you even saw a beat up old XJ with some clown sleeping in the back seat. With that being said, if you're going to go to one Jeep show, and I'm not a big Jeep show person, although I've gone to a few of them this year, mainly trying to film content for the YouTube channel. But if you go to one Jeep show this next year, make it the Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion. By far the better Jeep show. Better atmosphere. Everybody's there ready to party. You go to a restaurant, everybody's partying there. It's a 3-4 day event. I might rent a room, get a hotel room next year, and spend 2 days and go to some of the I guess you say after show parties, like Quaker Steak and Lube. They say in the parking lot is always a big party. A couple of places. People driving up and down the main street, just driving their Jeeps up and down. People in lawn chairs sitting on the side of the road watching it like a parade. It's a 3 day party atmosphere that I'm gonna go again next year. And I'm probably gonna do the same thing I did this year. Leave right after work, get up there, unless I get a hotel for the night up there. And I might, if I get a hotel, I might just get an e-bike or a scooter or something, and just so I could just drive to the show and back. Although I'll probably get that stolen, and then I'll have to walk back to the hotel. And that's a whole different story. Myrtle Beach Jeep Jam is coming up. I am not going to that. That's always a little rowdy crowd down in Myrtle Beach. Plus, Myrtle Beach is not my thing. I don't care to drive on sand and stuff. But if you're into that kind of stuff, Myrtle Beach Jeep Jam coming up. I don't even know the dates. It's in October sometime. Go to that. Four Wheel Fest is going on in West Virginia. I think September 20. I can't remember the dates. I should have wrote this crap down. I think September 26th. Talked to a few of the people at the Jeep show that participate in it or help sponsor it, and they seemed like nice people, and they said you need to go, and I said I'll look into it. I don't know if I'm going to go to that because it's coming up right around the corner. I'm not even prepared. I don't even think I have the time off work yet. Anyhow, maybe next year. They do an awesome one in Detroit, Four Wheel Fest, that a friend of mine goes to every year there and always has a hoot. All right, so I rambled on aimlessly long enough. It's time for me to sign out. Until next time, this is Nikki G saying, wheel what you got and be happy.